what's up, everybody? It's Cody with Blood Money MMA Bets, and I'm back with another breakdown video. This week, I'm going to be breaking down UFC Vegas 69, Andrade versus Blanchfield. Decent cards, going to have some decent betting spots. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this main event. I like both these girls. I'm going to see how tough they actually are. Kind of sucks, we got Andrade on short notice, but it's still going to be fun. Still better than losing the whole main event as a whole. Everybody, man, please take the time to like this video, leave a comment, help with the algorithm, man, to help my channel out. Subscribe if you already have it. The Patreon is up and running. It's $10 a month, $2.50 a week. You'll get access to all my early bets, my Discord, my 10 bets of the week. I'm adding new stuff every week. We have a good time during the fights. It's a good time. So yeah, go check that out if you want. The link's in my description. Leo, you won the contest last week for the UFC 284 3-fight parlay. He had Yair, Builder, JDM parlay that paid plus 320. So congratulations on that, Leo. Hit me up on Twitter or Instagram and give me your info and I'll get them cards sent out to you. We're going to do a quick recap of UFC Vegas or UFC 284, and then we'll get right into this UFC Vegas 69 card. It was the worst night I've had so far. You bet big, you win big. You bet big, you lose big. UFC 284, I went 1-4 for minus 11.8 units. My one winning bet was Yair Rodriguez plus 2 units, and I really liked that bet. I even called the second round finish, and that's what he got. That was pretty cool. It was a good fight, man. He throws some hard body kicks. First losing bet was Parker Porter, minus 2.5 units. That was terrible, man. Parker Porter, he just got caught with a perfect left cross right when he was entering the pocket. So, yeah, man, that was bad. Malarkey under 2.5. He fought scared like a bum. He was beating Prado up, and then Prado wouldn't throw no punches. I think he threw like 18 punches total the whole fight. So Malarkey just jabbed him from the outside. Nobody booed, and the ref let it happen. Same thing with the Pedro under 2.5 that I lost 3.6 units. He went out in the first round, landed some takedowns, tried to get a submission, couldn't get it, gassed out, and Modestas Bukakis, instead of going for a finish, he was happy to just, hit him with a couple jabs, couple leg kicks here and there and move around, and Pedro wasn't doing anything. Fourth losing bet, which was a 7-unit swing, was Klitzen Rodriguez parlayed with Zaibira Tahugov. So I lost 4.2 units on that. I'm not happy about that. That was a 7-unit swing. I still would have lost units, a little over 4 units, but instead I lost 11 units because of that. And, I'm just sick of that stuff. I don't even want to. Official bet record, 190 and 134 for plus 67.45 units. So we're still up on these guys, $6,700, man. 2023, I'm 11-9 for minus 8.35 units. Should be 1.35 units, but like I said, man, you can't stop these judges. So it is what it is. We're gonna get that money back. We're gonna get that money back. We're gonna freaking double this up to make some good bets on this card. I thought I had some good bets last card, but we're going to make some really good bets on this card, and then we're going to come back strong and get a good chunk of that back, and then we'll go back and get the rest of it next week and just keep building on it. We got, 6 more weeks in a row after this to get a whole bunch of money from these bookies. First fight of UFC Vegas 69 is Jim Miller versus Alexander Hernandez, and Jim Miller is 35-16, currently sitting at plus 190. He's 39 years old. He's 5'8" with a 71-inch reach. Alexander Hernandez is 13-6. He's 30 years old, 5'9" with a 72-inch reach. So he's just got 1 inch of height, 1 inch of reach. Jim Miller, man, I've been liking ever since he got rid of his Lyme disease, man. He's been looking good. He's been going farther and getting his last couple wins are second round knockouts instead of first round finishes. So his cardio's been showing up pretty good. I liked his win over Nicholas Mota, straight striking, didn't even have to sub him. And Nicholas Mota to me has just as good striking as Alexander Hernandez. Alexander Hernandez, man, I don't understand why he's this big of a favorite. He just took a bad beating from Billy Quarantillo 2 months ago. Then he used like 8 months before that to diet and do that to drop down to the 145. Now it's been 2 months and he took a huge beating, got standing TKO'd in that fight. He got hurt and rear naked choked against Moicano. He hasn't beat a real UFC fighter. Even Francisco Trinaldo, he lost that fight. You can't tell me he won that decision. So he's never, you know what I mean? He had that one over Benio Dariush where it was like a fake glove touch. But at least, needless to say, I'm not that impressed with him. And the guy has terrible gas tank, and he's coming in on about a week and a half short notice. He just fought 2 months ago, so obviously he wasn't in no camp. And I just don't like it, man. I like Jim Miller at plus 190. I'm going to take it there. I think Miller can hurt him on the feet. I think that if this goes to the ground, Miller can get a sweep. Miller could get subs on the ground. I think Alex Hernandez, one more thing I wanted to show you. I think Alexander Hernandez has one good solid round of cardio where he's dangerous. And then after that, he's not anymore. Jim Miller has only been finished 2 times in 7 years, right? If you go all the way back. And those 2 times was against a knee from Dan Hooker, which was perfectly placed. And that's like the only time he's been knocked out. And he got rear naked choked by Charles Oliveira. And then he had the 2 times in 7 years. And I just don't think that Alexander Hernandez is going to come get him out of there real easy. So give me the dog at plus 190. I think that line's crazy, man, especially with him on short notice. Next fight is going to be really good, man. We got Jamall Emmers making his return versus Khusein Askhbov. Jamall Emmers, man, 18-6. Last time we seen him, he's 18-6. Currently sitting at about like plus 120, 33 years old, 33 and a half. He's 5'10 with a 74-inch reach. Khusein, he's 23-0. He's currently sitting at minus 130. 28 years old. So I like that. He's already five years younger, and he's 5'8", and with reach not available. This guy's good. Both these guys are good. Jamall Emmers, last time we seen him, man, was about 2 years ago. He fought Pat Sabatini about a year and a half ago and got his knee tore up, his leg and his knee tore up in that heel hook. Before that, he looked pretty good against Vince Cachero, but he kind of gassed out in that 3rd round and said he had to dig deep to get through that fight, which ain't really a good look. Like I said, he's 33 years old now. He's been going through some injuries. He's got good boxing. He's got good offensive and defensive wrestling. But to me, he's just like not great anywhere, man. He's getting known for having a decent fight with Giga Chikadze, but I'm not even sure how good Giga is, to be honest. Khusein, though, this kid, man, dude, this kid is amazing, right? 23-0. He's been training with Alexander Volkanovski for Volkanovski's whole camp for Islam. He trains out of Tiger Muay Thai, right? Coming over helping Volkanovski. Check this dude out, man. This kid, all right. He's a hold on. All right, he's a Sambo world champ and a karate world champ. Okay, so he's got wrestling, striking. This kid's been doing stuff ever since he was a little kid. World level competition. Really crazy kicks with both legs. He's got pretty good wrestling, man. He's from Chechnya. He's got good Russian wrestling. Really explosive striking with punches and kicks, really good submissions, heel hooks. He's got some good anacondas, guillotine chokes. You see there's a heel hook, here's a heel hook, and that's just what he got, what Jamall Emmers was just put out with. Not saying he's going to do that, but it's there. Finishes fights with subs and flying knees, man. Look at the flying knees, all these, and then you go back up to another flying knee, anacondas. He's really dangerous. He hasn't fought the best level of competition, that's for sure. But he finishes them like he's supposed to. I'm not really sure why he hasn't fought the best level, but we'll see. He hasn't fought in about 2 years, which to me can only be better for him, man. Getting better. You know, a kid that was 26, he hasn't fought in 2 years. Now he's 28. He's been training at Tiger Muay Thai. He's only getting better. He's fighting at 145 now instead of 135, growing into his body. I'm going to take him. There's nothing about Emmers that really is like Emmers is going to come out here and outstrike this kid. It's not like Emmers is going to come out here and out wrestle. I can't find a place where I thought he could win. And this Askhbov started off at minus 250, and I got him at minus 125, and I bet him, man. I think it's going to go back up, and it should, because Emmers, 33-year-old. He's 1-2 in his last 3 fights, and he really hasn't like showed nothing crazy other than a decently tough fight with Giga. Next fight, man, is going to be really good. It's in the men's 170-pound division. We got AJ Fletcher versus Themba Gorimbo. AJ Fletcher, man, this kid is 9-2. He's 26 years old, 5'10", 67-inch reach, currently sitting at minus 260. Themba is 10-3, currently sitting at plus 220. He's 32 years old. He's 6 foot with a 76-inch reach. So he is going to have a 9-inch reach advantage here. But, man, I'm super impressed with AJ Fletcher being on a 2-fight losing streak. He's lost his first 2 fights in the UFC, but they were against studs, tough dudes, man. Matt Semmelsberger and Ange Lusa. Both them guys are well-rounded, tough fighters, man. He fought Semmelsberger on short notice and put up a really, really, really good fight. I think he's good everywhere. He's got good power. He's got good stand-up. He's explosive. He's got power leg kicks, power in both of his hands. He's got good wrestling. He's got good jiu-jitsu. I really like him. We get to Themba Gorimbo, man, and It's the opposite. I'm not really impressed with him. He seems to have okay kickboxing, seems to have decent wrestling, seems to have decent BJJ, but it's not really like great. Like none of it's going to be better than what AJ Fletcher is bringing to him, man. He's fought in some low level guys. He's not really all that dangerous. You see a lot of decisions on his record. I just really watching the tape on this guy, man. I was not impressed. He's fought really low level guys that he was getting wins on. And every time he stepped up to even a 14-7, he gets beat. 14-6 gets beat. 16-3 gets beat. I don't know, man. I was not impressed with him anywhere. I think AJ Fletcher is better than that kid everywhere. And I think AJ Fletcher gets him a first or second round submission. Now to a terrible fight. Ovince St. Preux versus Phillipe Lins in the men's light heavyweight division. Ovince St. Preux, 26-16, currently sitting at plus 190. He's 39 years old, 6'3", with the 80-inch reach. Phillipe Lins, 15-5, currently sitting at minus 225, which is crazy because Phillipe Lins probably shouldn't be a favorite like that over anybody in the UFC. 37 years old, 6'2", with the 78-inch reach. Ovince St. Preux, man, sorry, he's just a shell of himself. He's almost 40. He's taken a beating his whole career, man. He's gotten finished a ton of times. He's tough, but like he fights these big heavyweight dudes that hit hard, and he ends up getting finished. Had a split decision with Shogun Rua, and that was just 6 months ago. And we've seen how washed Shogun Rua is, man. St. Preux, he's got a good left hook, a check left hook, and he's got good front kicks to the body, and then he's got the Von Preux choke. And that's about all he's got, especially this day and age. He's so low output and very hittable. Phillipe Lins, can't trust this guy either, man. He looked good in PFL. He won the $1 million contract over there. Beat Josh Copeland, Jared Roshaw and stuff. Then he came to the UFC and looked terrible against Arlovsky. He got flatlined by Tanner Boser with like karate chop combos. And then he's pulled out of 2, 4, 6, 8 fights. He's had 1 fight and pulled out of 8. So hard telling if this fight even goes through. If it goes through, I'm favoring Lins because Lins has way more output on the feet. He's going to have the better wrestling if he can get this fight to the ground. And I think that he's just going to put out more output. And Ovince St. Preux looked terrible, man. I'm going to take Lins by decision in a very slow, boring fight, man. Like slow and boring. I'm going to be looking at the over in that fight. Next fight is in the women's bantamweight division. We got Lina Lansberg versus Mayra Bueno Silva. Lina Lansberg's 10-7, currently sitting at plus 310. She's 40 years old, almost 41, 5'7" with a 65.5-inch reach. Mayra Bueno Silva is 9-2-1. She's currently sitting at minus 400, really around minus 500. 31 years old, 5'6", with a 66.5-inch reach. So everything's about the same in the height and everything except the age. You see that Mayra Bueno is about 10 years younger. Lina Lansberg, man, she actually looked decent. I bet against her last fight and last 2 fights. Carol Rosa was able to beat her, but man, Carol Rosa got dropped in the first round and then was kind of not having any success standing up and getting beat up a little bit, and then had to land takedowns to get the win, which was crazy because Carol Rosa is really good. I think Carol Rosa could beat Mayra Bueno Silva. It would be a really good fight. Had another good fight, close fight with Penny Kinzad, man. She keeps fights really close at her age. She's still got some pop. She's tough. She's gritty. She's hard to take down. She can kind of take you down, and she wants to stand. Mayra Bueno Silva, this girl is mean, dangerous, man. She throws power leg kicks, power knees. Her Muay Thai is phenomenal. Jiu-jitsu is phenomenal. Wrestling is non-existent. She doesn't try to wrestle at all, even though she does have that really good jiu-jitsu. But usually her striking is so good that she starts piecing girls up, and then they take her down and she gets the sub. In this fight, I'm going to say that Mayra Bueno Silva is going to get the win. I think that it's a decision. I don't think she finishes Lansberg. Lansberg's tough. But if Lansberg can get her wrestling going and then stay safe on the ground, she could possibly win a decision like that, but I don't think so. I think Bueno Silva hits her with some really big shots standing up, really big shots in the clinch. And just has a really good fight, puts on a showcase. I don't know if she's going to be looking minus 500. I think she gets the win. I don't think she gets stoppage. I think it's 3 tough rounds, to be honest. So give me Mayra Bueno Silva. Take her by decision in a very, very, very close, a lot closer than that line says, I think, you know. Here is a fight I'm really looking forward to, man. A lot of people are sleeping on this kid. Where is this? Oh, right here. Men's flyweight division. We got Jauncamillo Randeros versus Clayton Carpenter. Jauncamillo is 4-1. He's 28. He's sitting at plus 240. He's 28 years old, 5'4" with a 64.5-inch reach. Clayton Carpenter. Sorry, I've been sick like the last 4 days. My daughter got me sick, but excuse me. Clayton Carpenter, 6-0, currently sitting at minus 280. He's 26 years old, 5'6" with a 66-inch reach. So he's going to be 2 inches taller with an inch and a half of reach. And Jauncamillo, Randeros, Jauncamillo, man, I watched his fights. Not that impressed with him. His striking is okay, but it's not really good. Decent wrestling, decent BJJ, but he can get taken down way easier, and he's taking dudes down. He's got pretty good cardio and toughness, but man, I'm just not impressed with him on even fighting, lower level guys in the regional scene. The one guy was beating him up and taking him down, and then he caught him in this really weird choke, like out of nowhere. So that was pretty cool. But other than that, man, I wasn't impressed with him anywhere. He looks like he really, really wants to grapple the whole time. And if he can't out grapple you, like the David Dvorak fight, he gets beat up. I don't think he's out grappling this kid right here. I'm super impressed with Clayton Carpenter. He had a really tough fight on the Contender Series, but the guy he fought on the Contender Series was super tough, man. He was super tall and lengthy and just an odd dude to fight, 5'7" with a 72-inch reach, man. That's crazy. That guy would have had 8.5 inches on Jauncamillo, but had a tough fight on the Contender Series. But if you go back and look before that, man, he's really beating people up, and he's had a bunch of good fights. He's had a bunch of good wins, but for a young kid, not a bunch of good wins, a bunch of good fights. Sorry, I was looking at that, got thrown off. But if you go look at this kid down here, all right. So he's 26 years old. See right here, he's 26 years old. Okay, this kid has been fighting since he was like 15 of actual like world fighting stuff. He started training karate and judo at age 5. Immediately discovered he was good at it. IBJJF gi and no gi world champion, Abu Dhabi Pro BJJ world champion, BJJ grappling world champion. Then all these jiu-jitsu world champions, right? Pancration world champion and pancration. Striking, North America Muay Thai champion 3 times, Arizona Golden Gloves champion, Muay Thai champion. Like this kid has been fighting his whole life, and he's fighting in every single aspect of MMA. Wrestling ain't as great as I want it to be, but he's going to have better wrestling than Jauncamillo, and he's going to have way better jiu-jitsu, man. This kid is so well-rounded. I can't wait to see what happens with him. Super tough because he was taking some big shots in the Contender Series fight, took them on, ended up coming back, getting the win. I'm high on this kid, man. I'm really high on this Clayton Carpenter kid, and he's going to be bigger, better everywhere. I don't see how Jauncamillo wins this fight at all. Give me Clayton Carpenter, and I think that he gets an early submission in that fight, first or second round, because they're going to be going to the ground a lot because he's going to have a way better striking than Jauncamillo. He's going to want to get it to the ground. He's going to get subbed if he does. Next fight is going to be fire. We got Nazim Sadykhov versus Evan Elder, man. Nazim Sadykhov, 7-1. He's the Black Wolf. He's currently sitting at minus 175. He's 28 years old, 5'10" with a 69-inch reach. Evan Elder, 7-1, 25 years old, 5'10" with a 71-inch reach. And watching Nazim, man, I'm impressed with this kid. He's been fighting with Sarah Longo out of that camp since he was a young kid. Very, very well-rounded, man. He's got power. You see he's got power in his hands. He's got submissions. He's got good wrestling, good submissions, good power in his hands, spinning kicks, straight boxing. Like he's got everything, man. This dude's tough. He's finished all of his fights but one. He was finished in his first fight in his career by a rear naked choke. Is actually off some spinning stuff, but he's looked so good everywhere, man. He's so crisp and so technical. His cardio checks out. I was watching these other fights. He hasn't fought the greatest competition, but when he fights them, you can tell that he is a savage and that he's just well-rounded, tough kid, and he's UFC quality already for sure. Evan Elder, I watched him. He's not bad, man. He's pretty well-rounded. It just doesn't seem like he's like great anywhere. You see, he goes to decision a decent amount. In his fight against Preston Parsons, he came in on short notice and fought him up at 170, but he was dominated all 3 rounds. And I get it, it was short notice, but like Preston Parsons is one of the worst welterweights in the UFC, so you shouldn't just be surviving with him. Like I feel like if Nazim Sadykhov went up to 170 and came in against Preston Parsons, he would have a pretty good fight with Preston Parsons, maybe even be able to get the win with some striking. But yeah, man, I just think that he's decent. he got taken down like 7-8 times against freaking Preston Parsons. So I don't know, man. I just don't think that this kid is like great anywhere. Like, I don't think that he's going to be better than Nazim anywhere. His striking isn't going to be better. His grappling isn't going to be better. So I don't see anywhere where he's better. I think Nazim, I think he looks really good in this fight in the small cage. I think he hits him with some type of spinning shot, maybe, body kick, something that drops him. And I know this kid's tough to finish because he survived all them shots. He survived all them chokes and all the submission attempts against Preston Parsons, but Preston Parsons wasn't really throwing crazy heat on the feet, man. Like Nazim's going to be throwing some heavy stuff at him. So give me Nazim, and I think he finishes Evan Elder. To be honest, I think Evan Elder's tough, but I think Nazim, he's a tough mean dude. So give me that, man. Next fight is in the men's heavyweight division. We got Josh Parisian versus Jamal Pogues, and yeah, man, this fight's going to be crappy. Both these guys, I'm not high on either one of these guys. Josh Parisian, 15-5, currently sitting at plus 200. He's 6'4" at the 79-inch reach, 33 years old. Pogues is 9-3. He's currently sitting at minus 250. He's 27 years old, 6'3" with the 77-inch reach. And Josh Parisian, I'm not impressed with him anywhere. He's got a lot of striking volume. He slows down after a round and a half, no matter who he's fighting. He's a walking punching bag. Like, he just gets hit a ton of times. Parker Porter set the heavyweight significant strike record on him. Terrible wrestling. You've seen Dante Mays throw him around. Like, he's really not good anywhere. He can be clinched up against the cage, but if he's fighting Alan Baudot and gets dropped a couple times and somehow ends up on top, he's tough. That's the only good spot that I can find for him, really, is ground and pound, getting on top of a guy and beating him up. Pogues, man, I wasn't impressed with him at all on his second contender series fight. The guy he was fighting, I thought that guy actually won the fight, man. All he did was jabbed. He got his lead leg chewed up with leg kicks, and all he was doing was talking crap and throwing a couple jabs and this and that. I thought the other guy honestly won, but he's not bad, man. He's got good boxing. He showed in the first contender series fight he had a couple years ago that he's got good wrestling. He landed like 6 takedowns there. I've seen him at 205. I've seen him fight these other dudes and land some takedowns and do pretty decent. But man, I wasn't impressed with him on a contender series. He really just boxes, and if he just boxes here, this is going to be a close, sloppy boxing match. And Parisian's got so much more experience, but I don't know, man. Like, this fight's going to be terrible. Like, I'm not high on either guy. I'm going to take Josh Parisian just because he's got the UFC experience. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't care about this fight. I'm not going to bet on it at all. I guess give me Josh Parisian somehow. I wasn't impressed with Pogues at all. Watching any of the tape on him, wasn't impressed with him. So, yeah, give me Parisian, but no bet, no nothing like that. Next fight is in the men's light heavyweight division. We got William Knight versus Marcin Prachnio. William Knight is 11-4. Excuse me. Currently sitting at plus 120. He's 34 years old, almost 35, 5'10" with a 73-inch reach. Prachnio is 15-6. He's currently sitting at plus 100. He's 34 years old himself and 6'3" with a 74-inch reach. So he's got 5 inches of height and only 1 inch of reach. William Knight, man, last time he fought at heavyweight, he was 250 pounds against Devin Clark. That was where he got knocked out. That was almost a year ago, about 10 months ago. So he's had some time to come down, get back down to 205. I've seen on Instagram that he looks like he's in really good shape. But, man, he can be so low output. He's got power in his hands. He's got good ground and pound and submissions if he's on top. He's got really good power in his hands, though. That left hook is money. That's what he got Fabio Charant with. That's what he dropped Menafield with. He's got a really good check left hook. Powerful leg kicks when he throws them. He's got super powerful ground and pound. He's finished a 9 of 11 wins. Man, he's just so low output, man. He's so low output, and he seems to slow down a lot as the fight goes, Throws them big maneuvers and explodes to get up off the ground or to get the takedown. He seems to just slow down. Marcin Prachnio, though, man, you can't really trust this dude either. You've seen his last fight. He had a really close fight with Phillipe Lanz. It was a pretty good fight, but he lost the fight. Had 2 wins over Ike Villanueva, who, ain't UFC quality, and then Khalil Roundtree. He doesn't really show up. You don't know which Khalil Roundtree, but he did look good in that fight because I did bet Khalil Roundtree in that. Then he had them 3 first-round knockouts in a row to Ankalaev, Rodriguez, and Alvey. Man, I just think that this is going to be a good fight. I just think that Prachnio throws out way more volume, but William Knight can beat him if he tries to grapple. But William Knight doesn't try to grapple all that much in his fights, man. So I'm not gonna bet this fight at all. I'm gonna take Marcin Prachnio. I'm gonna say that he's able to just win this fight by staying alive, not getting knocked out, and that he's able to just piece up William Knight from the outside by just throwing more value. Man, he's got good power in his hands. He's fast. He's got fast head kicks. He's got really fast head kicks. I think that's the thing that could really work in this fight for him. But if he doesn't get KO'd, man, give me Marcin Prachnio for the win. Next fight is the co-main event. We got Zach Pauga versus Jordan Wright. Pauga is 5-1. He's currently sitting at -300. He's 34 years old, 6'2" with the 76-inch reach. Jordan Wright is 12-4, currently sitting at +240. He's 31 years old, 6'2" with the 77-inch reach. And man, this is just another sloppy, weird fight that I don't want nothing to do with. Zach Pauga, you seen him fight last time? What was that about? Shoot, man, that was only 6 months ago, and he got sent to the shadow rounds by Usman. He got knocked out. He didn't move for about 2 minutes, and that was only 6 months ago. That's not a very long time, man, to come back. Dropping back down to light heavyweight. I like that. He's got good striking. He's got good movement. He's got good speed. I like his combos. I like his feints. Decent wrestling. It's not bad. He's got good takedown defense. He trains with Curtis Blades and Alistair Overeem and all these guys, so he's got that down. But he's low output and he's not very dangerous, man. I think he's got 5 decisions, including his tough wins. So about like out of 6-7 wins, he's got 5 decisions. So he's not all that dangerous, which is what you kind of need to be against Jordan Wright, or you just let him gas out. But yeah, man, Jordan Wright, glass cannon. This dude comes out hard in that first round, throwing power body kicks, spinning shit. Good boxing. He's been showing wrestling in his last 2 fights, even though he's getting reversed and then finished once he gasses out a little bit against Marc Antonio Beirut and Dusko Tavorovich. But man, against Bruno Silva, he got finished, but he had him hurt with body shots, man. This kid's really, really explosive. He's really wild. He's really unorthodox with his striking. He's a Beverly Hills Ninja. I can't pick him to win. I do think Pauga is able to withstand the first round and then get the finish in the second round at some point, even if he gets to get a takedown or something. Because dude, Jordan Wright death gasses in that second round, no matter what. If he makes it out of the first, he is death gassed in the second. So give me Zach Pauga. I'm sorry. I think he's able to survive the first and get the finish in the second. I think he used some good boxing to finally drop Jordan Wright, or maybe even just take him down and ground and pound him out when Jordan Wright dies in the second. But I'm staying away from that fight too, man, because I don't know what point in the second I really think that's going to happen. Main event time. We got Jessica Andrade versus Erin Blanchfield. And this is going to be a super good women's fight, man. We got Jessica Andrade on 1 week short notice. Talia Santos pulled out last week. They announced it during the UFC card. You got Andrade, who's -160, 31 years old, 5'1" with a 62-inch reach. Erin Blanchfield is 10-1, 23 years old, 5'4" with a 68-inch reach. So she's gonna have 3 inches of height and 6 inches of reach. And yeah, man, Andrade, what can we say? She just fought 2 months ago. She threw everything and the kitchen sink at Lauren Murphy, beat the crap out of her, did not get the finish because Murphy is as tough as they come. But man, she threw everything with her, man. Hit her with everything. Her hands still got to be hurt. And that was only like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it was only 2 weeks ago, and I'm gonna know about 3. It'll be about almost a month by the time they fight. So her hand should be healed. But man, she looked good against Amanda Lemos with the standing arm triangle. Cynthia Calvillo beat her down, beat down Caitlin Chukagian. Man, she was beaten by Valentina, and she was taken down and beaten up. And that's kind of going to be the game that Blanchfield's going to employ here. But I just don't know if she can do it, man. Jessica Andrade's been fighting the best girls in the world for a long time now. And she's just so well-rounded. She's got really good takedown defense against most people not named Shevchenko. She's got good takedowns herself, good power in her hands, good powerful kicks, excellent cardio. That's the thing that makes me kind of like her a little bit in this fight, because she's always got really good cardio. If she was somebody that gassed out and was on short notice and all that, but I feel like she stays in shape. Erin Blanchfield's looked like nothing but a phenom since she's been in the UFC, man. She came in and beat the brakes off of Sarah Alpar, came out and then beat Miranda Maverick as a big underdog. And I mean, she dominated her all 3 rounds. Here's the fight that's sketchy, because against JJ Aldridge, she was 0 for 4 in her takedown. She got taken down twice. And JJ Aldridge was piecing her up a little bit on the feet too, man. It was weird. She was getting her in the second round. Blanchfield was able to land some hard body kicks. See, her hands aren't that great. That's what worries me here. Her hands aren't that great. doesn't have good striking defense at all, but her kicks are powerful, and her knees in the clinch are really powerful, and her BJJ is phenomenal, and her wrestling's good. I wouldn't say it's like Shevchenko, but it's good wrestling, and she got good timing on her takedowns at times, like she was doing with Miranda Maverick and Matt Returns and all that. Phenomenal cardio, man. So this fight is going to be really good. I got to go with Jessica Andrade, though. I just think that this is too young, too soon for Blanchfield at 23 years old. I don't think that she has the striking defense to deal with Andrade, and I don't think she's going to be able to come out there, grab Andrade, and just take her down in the first round and beat her up and finish her. I think that she's going to have to work for that takedown if she can even get it. And all that time, she's going to be eating bombs from Andrade. So I'm going to take Jessica Andrade. Just too much, too soon. I'm going to take her by a second round knockout, first or second round knockout. I think she gets this fight finished. The bet that I really like on this fight is the under 3.5 rounds. I really think one way or the other, either Andrade gets her out of there in that first or second round, or Blanchfield starts grappling her, drowning her, and getting her out of there. I think that was sitting about -150, so I like that. Everybody, man, I really appreciate you guys hanging out, checking out this video for me. I tried to make it short and sweet, so maybe you guys can watch it all. Leave that like, hit that subscribe. Check us out on Thursday night on my channel. Me and Johnny K Picks will be doing our live show, and I'm having a great time as usual. I will see you guys later, man. We're going to get that